Hi, Mark Diaz here for 2danimation101.com. In this lesson, I'm gonna show you how we're going to get from this is a drawing, okay? It's not the character, it's just a drawing of the character. As you can see, it's only one single layer. And what we're gonna do is take this and then separate it into all the different layers. For example, the hair, okay, it's a separate layer. The eyebrows are separate layers. The eyes, okay, this is so you can move the eyes in different directions. Okay, I'm gonna explain all of this and then the mouth and all of this. And so let's get on with it, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna use is get a list of all the pieces of the face that I need to separate. Okay, so for that, I prepared for you this file, face list. Okay, if I just open it, it has nothing, but it has all the folders I'm gonna need. Okay, those folders are gonna sync to the character in Cartoon Animator. Okay, so I just take all those folders like this and then click and drag all the way to my project and then drop it, and that's it. So let's start by drawing, or actually just cutting a part of this drawing. Right now it's a consolidated drawing, and I'm gonna cut each part to fit one of these. Okay, so for example, in this case, the right ear, his right ear is this one. It's not gonna be showing, so I'm just gonna delete that folder. We don't need it. We have the everything else. Yeah. Okay, so let's get it started. I'm gonna do most of this lesson in fast forward because it's a little bit time consuming. It takes like around 20 minutes to half an hour. Okay, so let's speed this up. I'm gonna start getting the lasso tool in Photoshop. If you're using any other software, just look for a tool like this. Something that lets you take any piece of a drawing, okay, and then you just extract that piece like this. Okay, there should be a tool like that in Photoshop. Is the lasso tool. Let me explain what I'm doing. If you're using Photoshop, I just press L to actually let me activate the shortcuts. Yeah, like this. I just press L and then I can take any part of the image, and then I press Ctrl J and then V to select the object, the move tool, and then I can move it. Okay? So I'm gonna be doing that. Let's start with the front hair. I'm gonna do it in fast forward. Like that. Now I press Ctrl J, and now I have this part. As you can see, it's not perfect. Let me show you. I'm gonna hide the hunter, and as you can see, it still has a little bit of skin in here. I'm ignoring the shadows. The shadows are gonna be in the face. Okay, so later we're gonna do a cleanup, but for now, let me press Ctrl 0. For now, let's leave it like that, but I'm gonna take it, click and drag, and put it on front hair. Now I can collapse that folder. Let's continue. I'm gonna hide it because it's done. Now let's do the next one, the left ear. Ctrl J, that's the ear. I collapse it, I hide it, and then I'm gonna keep doing this for all the other parts. The right brow, the left brow, the nose. Now for the nose is gonna be a little bit tricky because I'm gonna make it a little bit longer like this. So let me explain this. I'm gonna slow down here. So when the character starts moving his head to this, to rotating a little bit to that place, to this direction, okay, I want the nose to be able to do that in case I need it. Okay, I don't really use it. I only use this shot to have the character going up and down. Okay, that's all the movement, but I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna do a more complex rig so you can have a little bit more freedom for your characters. Okay, so that's for the nose. Okay, let's continue and fast forward. That's it. And finally, the back hair. I'm just gonna use this little section behind it. This is gonna be the back hair, just this little section. Okay, but I'm doing it a little bit bigger. That's it. And now we also need a part of the body. So the only part of the body we have is the neck, but the neck has to overlap with the face like this. Okay? So let's have the neck, and this is gonna be in a folder called body. Okay? That's gonna be the body, and everything else, I'm taking all those folders, I'm clicking on the first one, then hold shift, click on the top one, then press Ctrl G and double click to name it head. Very good. Now I'm going to hide the hunter. I'm gonna leave this as reference, okay? And let's hide everything else. Now let's start cleaning up. This is the second step. Let's clean it up. For that, what I'm gonna do is open each one of the folders, and what I'm gonna do is pick the eraser tool. I can just, oops, the eraser is this one. I can just press letter E. So let's do this. I'm gonna clean it up in fast forward. Perfect. That's part of the cleanup. But as you can see, there are a couple of details in here. You can see that we have the ear in here, and I also have a part of the eyebrow. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm going to correct that. There are a couple of ways. One easy way is to just pick the brush tool. Okay, I just pressed B, or I can select it by clicking it here and then pressing Alt and then click on the color I want, and then I can draw on that color, right? That's one way, but the thing is that I have to be careful not to go out of the line, all right? So let me teach you another way that I use so I can work a little bit faster. I always like to work super fast. So one way is to create a new layer on top of that one, like this. Just click there, and then just hold Alt in your keyboard and put your mouse in between those two layers and click. There you go. Now I can only draw, let me pick, for example, color white. I can only draw inside, well, actually color black, inside that mask. Look, can you see? This is super duper cool. So that helps to not go outside of the drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Now that you know this technique, you can hopefully do this a little bit faster, and I can be selecting colors by holding Alt and then paint this in this kind of yellow, and then continue all of this in fast forward. There you go. Now that's the hair. Okay, now we have two layers in there. It's okay. Everything is grouped together in this folder, the front hair. So that's the hair. Now I'm gonna repeat that exact process in the entire, oh, by the way, the ear, let me just put this in the correct place. I'm gonna click and drag and put it on top. There you go. That's how this part has to go. So I'm gonna keep doing what I just did, cleaning up, but now I'm gonna clean up everything in fast forward. So let me do the ear. Okay, that's the ear. We have the ear. Very good. Now let's do the right brow. Very good. Now let's see how everything is coming together. Oh, I can see that the right brow actually has to be on top of the front hair too. Okay, there you go. Now it's on top of the hair. Very good. Now I'm gonna continue with the rest in fast forward. Okay, you're gonna see me doing some testings. By the way, a quick tip, you can be doing all of this while you're playing music or while you're playing an audiobook. That's what I do. Or you can have a movie in the background while you do this. This can take you like half an hour, but it can be very enjoyable if you have something playing in the background. So you're like, yeah, it can be relaxing. It can be therapeutic. Okay, so that's just some tip. I'm gonna do this in fast forward. Now for the eye white, notice that it doesn't have an iris. Okay, this is because the iris is gonna be a separate layer. Okay, you need this. And also for the eye white, let me hide that. For the eye white, I included the expression lines because the character is scared. The expression lines and the shadow of the expression lines. And now let me explain to you what the eye white, the eye mask is. Okay, so the eye mask is when you have the iris in Cartoon Animator. The iris, we don't want the iris to go outside the eye, right? If the character goes like this, we want the iris to stay inside. So the eye mask, this layer right here, it's gonna be what defines the area in which the iris is going to be inside. Okay, so for that, what we're gonna do is this. I'm gonna take a duplicate of this layer, and then I'm gonna just hold the key Alt and then click and drag below. Okay, actually it's just Alt, but for some reason it's telling me that I'm holding Win, but no, it's just Alt. Okay, and what I do here is that let me hide everything else in the mask. What I do is I'm gonna erase everything else except for the area in which the iris is going to be inside of. Okay, let me do that in fast forward. Okay, and there you go. Now let me show you how this is gonna look. This is how it's going to work. I'm gonna take the mask. Let me rename it mask so we don't get confused. Oops, mask. I put my name on it. And I'm gonna name this iris just to show you a little demonstration. So the way it's gonna look is like this. Let me add it as a clipping mask. And this is how it's gonna look now. You see? This is how it's gonna look inside Cartoon Animator. That's the effect we want. Okay? So for that, we need the mask. Okay? We needed this layer, mask. So I put it in there. And that's it. We have the iris, the eye white, and the mask. Now let's continue. I'm gonna continue in fast forward. Okay, now for the mouth is a little bit interesting because as you can see, I'm leaving this section right here, right? I'm leaving a little bit of shadow and a little bit of skin in there. Okay, and that's it for the mouth. Now let's continue with the face. So let's do that in fast forward. And that's the face. Okay, now look, check this out. Look how the mouth looks. Ah, that's why I added a little bit of skin color to the mouth. And with everything on, look, it's starting to look good. You see? When you put everything together, it looks good. You see? Now, we need a last piece, which is the back part. We're gonna take it as the back hair, but it's actually just gonna be a little section for the back hair. I mean for the hat. Okay, so let me do that in fast forward. And that's it. Now if I activate all the layers, look, now it comes very, very cool. It looks perfect. Now let's just do the body. The body is just gonna be the neck. Okay, let me do that in fast forward. And that's the neck. That's it. Now, one last step we need to do is to just take each one of them and make them a single layer by merging them. You just press Ctrl E. I select Ctrl E and I'm merging them. Okay? It's the same as doing right click and then select merge group. Okay? But it's faster to just press Ctrl E. Just click and press Ctrl E. And the same is gonna be for the body. I'm gonna take these two layers. I just select one, press Control, select the other one, and then press Ctrl E. That's it. Okay, actually, I'm gonna call this neck. And every single other layer is ready. Okay, and that's it. That's how we finish. Now, in the next lesson, I'm gonna show you how to prepare all of this to be animated. I'm gonna show you how to rig it so you can just import this file into Cartoon Animator and everything is gonna be ready. Okay, cool. See you in the next lesson.